think we're live on Thursday morning, May 9th, in the year of our Lord 2024, in beautiful downtown Crestline in the San Bernardino Mountains of Southern California's Inland Empire. Come on, camera, sit still and quit moving, except when I move you. Okay, all right. I'm not feeling well. I have a headache, but it's Thursday morning, so here we go. Coffee, tea, water, cigarette, phone on do not disturb. I got cheese. Wow. And I have cats. I'm surrounded by cats. I prayed for a dog and God gave me cats. Hi, Jason. Oh, Lord. Cats everywhere. Everywhere. I'm surrounded. Oh, well. It's a sunny morning. Hi, Juanita. Welcome in. It's a nice sunny morning. Still on the chilly side, but not too cold. However, I am sitting on the heating pad again. And the cats think they own the heating pad, so I have to fight for it. They have their own heating pad right over there on the chair next to mine. Oh, and this is Great Granny's rocking chair, which is why I'm moving forward and back. It's one of the exercises I do. Oh, Jason says it's 78 in Arizona. I believe it. Just wait till summer, it'll be 98 or hotter. Oh, man. Oh, I got cheese. Our local grocery store, Goodwin's, finally opened up. They had a soft opening. They'll have their grand opening soon, but they're waiting for the handicapped access to be completed. They have to install a lift so that wheelchairs can be lifted like an elevator up to the balcony where you have a view of Lake Gregory and you can sit there and eat the food that you buy at the deli counter or drink coffee. They make their own pastries too, like cream puffs and I think it's called cannoli, a fried pasta filled with creamy filling. And sometimes it has fruit or whatever. All kinds of goodies. Donuts, of course, and cupcakes. And cakes and pies. And then there's the sandwiches. You can watch them slice the meat and the cheese for your sandwich right in front of you. Hi, Rita. Good morning. I'm kind of stalling before I start showing the cheeses, allowing people time to come in. I have my water, tea, coffee, cigarettes, and cats. And it's a beautiful day, which I will spend once again on cleaning up the yard. Well, I've been watching a lot of Italian cooking shows. And now that, hi, one, good morning to everyone. Um, Now that our local grocery store is open in this small mountain community, there's Freeman. Yeah, I have a headache today myself, Freeman. Sorry you're still in pain. Mine will go away. It's probably from all the pollen. I've been pulling weeds. Well, anyway, now that Goodwin's is open, there is a Stater Brothers up in Lake Arrowhead, but we like Goodwin's, and they tend to have not only better food, but things you can't get at Stater Brothers. Did 3RO come back? I don't know. Anyway, oh my head. I got cheese. And of course, Vincenzo and the other chefs on YouTube who do Italian food. Oh, 3CPO. Yeah, she came back the next morning. She was out all night last night, too, and she came back this morning. She just likes to go out catting around, I guess. Anyway, yeah, all 6 cats are here, and now 2 neighbors' cats keep trying to sneak in for cat food. And I know they have homes. Anyway, so, I keep hearing don't use the green shaker can. And I never did like the green shaker can that they call Parmesan cheese. If you try to put it in a sauce, it clumps up. It's okay for sprinkling on top of a dish, but once I actually tasted some Parmesan, even though it was not Parmigiano Reggiano, it was domestically made Parmesan and actual cheese. I went, oh my God, I do like Parmesan. I just don't like the green shaker can. So, now I can't afford Parmigiano Reggiano from Italy. I can't afford Pecorino Romano from Italy. But Wisconsin to the rescue. Wisconsin is famous for cheddar cheese. Orange. We can easily identify it when we're pulling cheese out of the fridge. It isn't a big deal. Olive loaf? No olive loaf. So anyway, I got, let's see. I gotta mention, Tillamook, Oregon, of course, is famous for cheddar cheese. It's also orange, usually. You can get white cheddar, but it's the same thing without the annatto to color it. And California is famous for Monterey Jack, a very mild white cheese that can double for mozzarella. It isn't as melty, but it's good enough. And actually has less flavor than mozzarella, and mozzarella has very little flavor. So when I make lasagna American style, I know most people will use the bechamel sauce. I like cheese, so I put in cottage cheese because it's cheaper than ricotta. If you want it smoother, you can use a food processor, but I just slather it on. And then instead of mozzarella, I use jack cheese. But no more shaker can, no more green shaker can of fake cheese on top of my lasagna. I have classic Parmesan cheese from Wisconsin. And there's a lot of glare here, but I think you can read it. It is not authentic, but it is made by Bartori, international award winning. Our Parmesan cheese is delightfully sweet, nutty, and mellow. Grate it, shave it, crumble it, or slice it to elevate your next pasta dish or cheese board. And the ingredients are pasteurized milk, cheese cultures, salt, and enzymes. No preservatives. It's good for about a year from today. So, as I said in the description, I'm almost ready to start a cooking channel, but I had to have Romano, also from Wisconsin. Belgioios. Belgioios. I can't pronounce that. Gioioso. Belgioso? Romano? I know bel means pretty. All natural cheese, sharp and robust flavor. Award winning. Crafted in Wisconsin. Ingredients? Phew, I can't see them. Where's my magnifying glass? This came with the Oxford English Dictionary from the Book of the Month Club, and the type is so small you must use a magnifying glass. It's the reason I briefly joined the Book of the Month Club. Okay, ingredients: pasteurized milk, cheese cultures, salt, and enzymes. And the allergy warning says contains milk. Again, no preservatives. Romano and Parmesan are salty cheeses, so I watch these chefs not adding salt, and then they explain the cheese is salty. Yes, Witta, the only way you can read their version of the Oxford English Dictionary. The actual dictionary is like, I think it's 6 volumes. Their edition is 2 fat volumes. Or, no, theirs is 1. I'm looking at it. It's 2 volumes, 2 fat volumes. And the print is very fine, very small. And I got, another Belgioso, I guess. Fresh mozzarella. They had dry mozzarella and fresh mozzarella. Unfortunately, the fresh mozzarella is sliced, but that's okay. It won't stay sliced, it gets stuck together. And once again, ingredients: pasteurized milk, vinegar, enzymes, and salt. They don't want to tell you about enzymes. When I studied biology at the junior college, our first lab class, you take the book class and go to the lab twice a week to do various experiments. Our first assignment in lab class was to make cheese. And the enzymes come, they can be made from plants if you're vegetarian or vegan, but the real thing comes from the lining of a calf's stomach, a baby cow. One more cheese. The only provolone I could find is sliced. Sargento is a major brand, and it's from Wisconsin. And the ingredients are pasteurized milk, cheese culture, salt, enzymes, and natural smoke flavor. Well, you know what smoke flavor is? They actually capture smoke in water. They bubble the smoke through water, and that's all it is, water and smoke. So that's fine. Anyway, I usually use provolone, or provolone, as I've always called it. Sliced, so why not have it already sliced? And it says on the back, the best cheese is always real, natural cheese, any way you slice it. Anyway, so I got these cheeses, and I completely forgot to get cheddar and jack, which are my staples for things like grilled cheese toast. And now I've dug out my old electric, not really an oven. I guess it's like you can make toast, or you can grill things. You can broil them by just using the top element, or you can bake things using both. But it's very small, but it can grill my cheese toast without turning the. So I will be starting channel and going over cheeses and all kinds of stuff. I'm still not brave enough to try to make a carbonara, but I think I can manage a cacio e pepe, which is pasta with cheese and black pepper. Toaster oven, yeah, Freeman, it's a toaster oven. It's a little larger than most, but still too small to roast a chicken or something like that. It grills steaks really nicely. Someone gave it to me. Their adult son had been using it just to grill steaks and had never cleaned the grease out of the bottom. And I cleaned it as much as I could and then left it out in the rain. for extra cleaning with no effort. You have to be careful. You don't want to use an electric appliance that's wet. It has to be thoroughly dried out. But anyway, it took several weeks to get it clean enough to use without the whole thing catching on fire. Ah, there's something weird outside. It's a reflection. I hope it's a reflection and not a burning ember. Looks like a reflection. Okay. So, and I can definitely make a garlic pasta, and I know it doesn't have cheese, but I'm putting cheese in it. I'm an American, I can do that. I just won't claim that it's authentic Italian. Apparently, Italian cream sauces do not have cream in them. They're pasta water and cheese. So, how can a garlic pasta not have cheese in the sauce? So, what about what two cats? Oh, the two neighbors' cats? I try to keep them shut out of the house, and my cats try to kick them out, but I can't keep the door shut all the time. I need the fresh air. And I need the cats to be able to come in without forcing me to get up and open the door for them. You'd think with 6 cats, the neighbors' cats wouldn't have a chance of getting in, but they do. In fact, Smokey and Patches welcome them in. Yes, Smokey, you heard your name. Hi, sweetie pie. Oh, they haven't had treats this morning. Oh, and Freeman said he sent me a package, but I have not received it yet. But thank you for whatever it is. I'm assuming it's more cat treats. Ow! Good. Patches quit. I think that she has a genetic defect. She is still a baby and almost a year old. And her 2 sisters are twice as big and they're cats now, but Patches is still a kitten. And she does not retract her claws. I don't think she can. So she doesn't paw me. She sticks her claws into me right through my Levi's. Well, 3C is missing out on treats because she's hiding in the bedroom with Sweetie, who is also missing out on treats. There you go. Now don't pester me. I don't need more cats. I remember when I had 8 cats. It was a madhouse. I miss the Bobs. Identical, half bobcat, gray striped cats with white bibs and white feet. I just called them both Bob, and then I started calling them Bobby. They were huge for a house cat, and I think 30 pounds. They were huge, but very sweet and gentle. And they did have tails, but they were bobcats, half bobcat. Anyway, one got killed by a rattlesnake, and I don't know what happened to the other one. I think someone adopted him, a neighbor. Anyway, I was down to 2 cats a year ago. I was happy with 2 cats and planning to adopt a dog. Tora, you're cute, but quit. You want to say hi to your adoring fans? Oh gosh, you weigh a ton. I think she's 20 pounds. Come on, say hello to your adoring fans. They're over there. Ah, jeez. Yeah, say hi. Shut up, Patches. You can make your guest appearance in a minute. The tail was flopping, so I guess Tora wanted down. Come here. Get your claws out of me. That's why I wear long sleeves. Patches, say hi. She still cries like a kitten, too. I don't think she's ever going to grow up. Are you a dwarf? Are you? Okay, the treats are almost empty. Do not claw me. No, you back off. Now this one's empty. One for you. One for Tutu. 2 for Tora. Okay. 2 for Patches, 2 for Tutu, and 3 for Tora. Patches is spunky. Always has been. She was the first of the feral kittens to decide that I was not a cat murderer. I'm the provider of cat food. I better put the cheese back in the refrigerator. It can't sit out all day. Come on, move it, Patches. Move over. Move it. Okay, I'll open the stinking door. That's what they really want. Move over. What is it with cats? Their idea of following you is to get in front of you and sit down. There you go. You want to go out and play? Door's open. It's a little chilly, but he's being pestered all morning. Yeah. Now, Tora's the smart one. She lets them go out, so she's the only one inside and she gets the treats. I think Smokey has caught on. She's still inside. Oh, yeah, Patches is full of piss and vinegar. I kind of admire her, but not when she's sticking her claws in me. Ah, whoo. So, I do have to do a lot of yard work because of the weeds and the debris from storms. But I will get that done, and I'll get help to get it done, and then I'll set up my kitchen to do a cooking channel. And as soon as I've started the given it a name, I'll let you know, give you a link. Oh boy. Oh, last night I had an artichoke dipped in melted butter. You can dip it in mayonnaise too, but I forgot to buy some and I just didn't have enough left. Hi, Oswald. You ate cheese yesterday? Well, I got some nice cheeses, Italian style cheeses yesterday, made in Wisconsin. And even those are kind of pushing the limits of my budget, but at least they were under $10. No, I didn't get the sink fixed. I'm kind of busy pulling weeds and picking up trash, but I have a plan in place. I have been washing dishes in big plastic tubs, so once the sink is functioning well enough to clean it, I will put the plastic tubs in the sink. So I won't I won't clog the drain again because I'll be dumping the water into the garden to water my garden instead of run it down the drain. Now, artichoke, kissed by the fog. Ah. Well, you see, at Staters, they were like $4 or $5 each, and they were small. Now, the good ones is here we got big fat artichokes for $3 each. Even that seems outrageous compared to a few years ago, but it's better. And $3 isn't bad for a full meal from one little veggie. To prepare it, I don't do anything fancy. I put it in a big pot of water and boil it for an hour. Make sure that it's soft and fully cooked inside. And this one took an hour and a half because it was a big one. I used to cut off the stem first, but I found that after it's been boiled, it's a lot easier to cut off the stem. And the first few leaves, the little tiny ones at the bottom, don't have much on them, so I take them off. Oh, and by the way, when the artichoke is raw, each leaf has a little sticker on the end of it that can really hurt you. I think it has a toxin in it. But after the artichoke is boiled, you can handle the leaves without having to snip off all of the little stickers or spines on the tips of the leaves. They don't hurt you anymore. They're soft and not toxic. And once you get to the artichoke heart, you take a spoon and scoop out the thistle, because artichoke is actually a huge thistle. There's this stringy stuff. You scoop that out because you don't want to eat it. And the heart is like, well, it's the same as the soft end of the leaves. You know, you just eat the soft end of the leaf, not the whole thing. And the heart is like big chunks. You cut it into big chunks of that good food. Well, thanks for coming in, Jason. Thanks for coming in. I'll write Kaveh so everyone knows what I'm saying. But his name's Jason. Yeah, have a good and profitable day. Apparently, California has backed off on forcing Uber drivers to be paid a minimum wage because Uber said, well, we're leaving California. Won't do business in your state. Driving for Lyft or Uber is a side gig. It isn't supposed to be your main source of income. But for some people, that's all they can get. And for college students, it's great because they can work it around their schedule of classes. And frankly, if it were not profitable for the drivers, they would not do it. Man, my headache just won't go away. But I did get to show you the cheese and a couple kitty cats. Which cat is that? Oh, Smokey went out. It's just Patches and Tora in the house now. I gotta turn off a heater fan. I'll be right back. See, in cold weather, the toilet's too cold to sit on, so I use an electric heater tub. And I switched to a vinyl toilet seat because they don't feel as cold. But even so, I've had to heat it up so I can sit on it. Anyway, it's time to turn it off. I heard the fan going and thought, no, it's time to turn it off. I'm so sorry, Freeman. Let's pray for Freeman and hope he gets some relief from this pain. Thank you so much for coming in. I'm not going to stay too much longer myself. The headache is killing me. It's throbbing, but it'll go away. It's just my sinuses. Freeman has a real problem, and his evil health insurance is screwing him on getting treatment. Can't breathe in tea. Maybe coffee. I don't know. food stamps is screwing me over. They can't get their computer program to work right. So I just used what was left from last month's food stamps to get that cheese. Oswald, the longest tolerance break I've ever taken for caffeine was a couple of days. The withdrawal symptoms are painful, horrible headache and um, lack of energy. Nicotine, I've gone as long as 10 days, but eventually started again. They say after 3 days you're fine. Doesn't happen for me. I do know that heroin addicts and meth addicts, if they can last 3 days, they lose the craving, but they'll still go back to it if the opportunity comes up. You remember how good it felt. That first hit feels good, but after that, you just need it to function. I actually enjoy coffee and cigarettes. I wasn't all that hooked on coffee till I was in college and needed it to stay awake and study. But, even if I go just a couple hours without a cigarette, the first one will make me feel a little dizzy. Coffee has some medicinal properties for sure. Yeah, coffee and cigarettes go together. Unfortunately, alcohol and cigarettes go together. I'm never going to get hooked on alcohol. I refuse. Yeah, most of the problems with tobacco, by the way, are not the tobacco, but the stuff that they add to it when they make cigarettes. Native Americans smoked tobacco for religious reasons, and they didn't, they had pipes, and they didn't do it all the time. They didn't smoke every day. And you don't hear about thousands of Native Americans dying of lung cancer. Oh, you got approached by an anti-cigarette self-appointed police officer. But he was outside in the alley behind a cafe. I've had people cross the street to tell me that I shouldn't be smoking in public, and I'm like, well, go back across the street and it won't bother you. I've had people come into the smoking section of the outdoor cafe and expect me to move because my smoke bothered them. And it's like, hello, there's plenty of seats over there. Yeah, well, Puritans, the real Puritans, were not like what the people we call Puritans today. Oh, sorry, Witta. Yeah, if you get stuck in an apartment building. Well, when I had an apartment, I went outside to smoke. I had a little patio. And now, because I have to keep the doors and windows shut in winter, I have one of those ionic air purifiers, but it's a small one, it's a cheap one, and I really need another one. I can't do the living room and the bedroom at the same time. Oh, hi, Caw 72. Welcome in. I'm just run out of things to say. I already went over the cheese. Mullein. Mullein. For lung inflammation. Well, you can smoke it or make mullein tea. I've heard of mullein tea. Drinking any hot beverage is good for your lungs, but I guess mullein has some, it's an herb with some ingredients that are really good. Oh, Hecate's herb, Oswald says. Yeah, reminds me that Walter Bosley is really into Hecate. He sees her everywhere. I don't know. Well, it looks like the all these court battles are falling apart. Owls. Yeah, many of the ancient goddesses are the same goddess under different names because people in different places called them by different names. I think it's Athena who is symbolized by the owl, not only Hecate. Hence, the owl associated with wisdom because Athena is a goddess of wisdom. Anyway, owls are very special. This headache it's right up the trigeminal nerve. So if I had a tooth there, it would hurt, but since I don't, the spot on my jaw hurts. My sinus hurts and my eye hurts and the top of my head hurts. Phil might have had an affinity for Hermes, but he really was most interested in the feminine, the goddesses. For someone to spend time with. But he was a bit of a trickster. And I'm amazed at his last novel, The Transmigration of Timothy Archer, told by a woman in the first person. But he didn't make her a very nice person. Oh well. Oh, I'm searching for a story that I wrote many years ago, about 15 years ago. It's included in my book, My Life on the Edge of Reality, but I thought I should pull it out, leave it in the book, but copy it and turn it into an audio book on Audible and Kindle. Oh, you haven't read The Transmigration. If my headache will allow me to read, I have a reading copy that I don't mind messing up. Okay, it starts out, you don't know who's telling you the story at first. Barefoot conducts his seminars on his houseboat in in Sausalito. It costs $100 to find out why we are on this earth. You also get a sandwich, but I wasn't hungry that day. John Lennon had just been killed, and I think I know why we are on this earth. It's to find out that what you love the most will be taken away from you, probably due to an error in high places rather than by design. After I parked my Honda Civic in the metered slot, I sat listening to the radio. Already all the Beatles songs ever written could be heard on every frequency. Shit, I thought. I feel like I'm back in the 60s, still married to Jefferson Archer. That's enough. It's the woman, the female protagonist. Something fell on the floor, but I'll search for it later. Yeah. I hope your library has it. I got the book on eBay for it was less than $10, but and the shipping was like $2 or $3. Hi, Feral Pinto. Welcome in. Oh, my head hurts. Now the headache is spreading to both sides of my forehead. I'm thinking of what I can do with all that cheese. I got Parmesan, Romano, provolone, and mozzarella. Not the real thing, but made in Wisconsin and certainly good enough. The worst part is that at a certain point in the headache, light hurts your eyes. But I'm not doing quite that bad just yet. Although one of my eyes is complaining, it isn't that bad. There's definitely sinuses. Oh, wow. It's that time of year when we have to clean up the weeds, the grasses that spring up, because they dry out and become a fire hazard. And the ones we call foxtails are the worst. They're worse than ragweed. They look like wheat, but don't eat it. It's nasty stuff. I had some oat grass growing on purpose. It kind of volunteered from a bale of oat straw that I had for mulch in the garden, but it just didn't survive the winter. The seeds never regrew. Did we keep a garden? No. Um, well, in the apartment, it was kind of impossible. I did have a little planter box on the patio, but the insects ate the cabbage. So I don't remember what else I planted. I think I got a few green beans from it. But then at the house that we rented, there really wasn't a place for a garden with the trees and the ornamental plants. It was kind of cool to have a bird of paradise growing near the front door. But there just wasn't a place for see, I like vegetable gardens. I'm hoping to have success with tomatoes this year. They're generally easy to grow. They almost grow wild, but there must be something wrong with the soil here. They just aren't happy. Well, I'll see what I can do. I plant some from seeds, and so I get a few of the like 4-inch tall plants at the garden shop. And I do get a few tomatoes, but at the place I lived before, I would have tons of tomatoes. I'd be giving them away to anyone who wanted them. Oh well. Garden. I just love gardening, being close to the earth. When I was young, I used to lie down in the grass and look at all the tiny creatures that live in a even in a lawn in the city. There's these little creatures going about their lives on blades of grass. Oh, Phil, was not a gardener himself, although he liked gardens. He didn't like working in gardens. But oh well. Writing books. Yeah. Phil's favorite pastime was writing. Writing letters, writing stories, writing articles, and writing books. Let's see, which one is coffee? I keep hearing the beep beeps of car keys. I really don't like the idea that you have to have the little beeper to open your car and turn it on, because when the battery goes dead, and that does happen, you're stuck. I've always had cars where you used a key and you stuck it in the lock and turned it. Well, Phil liked coffee, but he didn't drink as much as I do. And he would smoke a cigarette and then not smoke another one for a full week. Oh, and we made real coffee then. I've been using instant for so long that when I make a pot of real coffee, it's a treat. Oh, Lord. On my head. Oh, well. The glare is getting to me. Patches is still in. I think Tora went out. Oh, it's almost time to eat something. That's interesting, Witta. The way they can verify older art is the smell of cigarettes on the canvas. I know that a lot of visual artists, painters, like to drink wine while they're working. Some like beer. Wine is more common. Oh. I tried that once, but the wine we had was Spagnata. I had no idea at the time that a fine wine, even a California wine, especially a California wine, would be so much better than a fortified wine that was, whatever grapes we've got. Smoking steadies the hand, huh? I don't know. Oh. I slept plenty of hours and I'm still sleepy. Criminy. Sometimes a nap and a Benadryl will take care of the headache. Let me get some water and take a Benadryl. I should have done that earlier. Hobble, hobble. Dum-dum. Dum-dum-dum. 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 water. Thing is, the Benadryl will make me sleepy. I rotate Benadryl and chlortrimeton. Generics, of course, not the name brands. So it's the Benadryl is. I used to know what it was without looking at the label. Diphenhydramine hydrochloride, HCl. And chlortrimeton is chlorpheniramine maleate. Okay, one Benadryl. If that doesn't get it, I'll take a leave, which also, well, actually, I've got the name brand this time, but it's naproxen sodium. A lot of people just call it naproxen. The little blue pills. I'd prefer aspirin, but it does kind of upset my tummy. And I've tried I forgot what it's called. One of the aspirin substitutes. It's very close to aspirin. But sometimes even that upsets my tummy. Can't remember what it's called. And I don't think I have any. So I can't look at the label. Anyway, yeah. Headache. Yeah, my tummy definitely wants some food. I don't generally eat breakfast per se, but I eat something in the morning. Not too early. I have to be up for a couple hours before I can eat. And apparently that's a good, healthful practice to wait until you've been active for at least an hour before you start eating. Because when you first wake up, your body's still adjusting to becoming active. Hi, Smokey. Don't be mean to Patches. She's a baby. I think Patches will always be a baby. Poor thing. Ibuprofen. Thank you, Oswald. Yeah, I briefly dated a man who worked on that product. He invited me to lunch. He chose the restaurant. I didn't like the food. It was vegan. And then after we finished eating, he expected me to pay half the bill. I was like, no. I wasn't looking for a lover anyway, just a friend. And that wasn't very friendly. But he showed me, he's on a napkin, he sketched the chemical and he showed me where just one little part of the molecule is changed between aspirin and ibuprofen. And I only went out with him because he needed a ride to a college class, so I drove him there. And when I was taking him home, he invited me out to lunch. So we went. But he had read, oh, come on, what's that book? Galactic. The galactic overlords are going to demolish the earth so they can make a path, build a road through space. I remember the restaurant at the end of the universe and so long and thanks for all the fish, but what's the first novel in that series? Hitchhiker's Guide. Yes, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Thank you. See, my chat room knows everything. They know ibuprofen. They know the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I haven't found the restaurant at the end of the universe to read. I should look more. I should do more looking. Oswald says the answer to life is not 32 ibuprofen pills. I can agree with that. You can actually overdose on aspirin, ibuprofen, any of those over the counter things. Well, hi, Andrew. Welcome in. Or welcome back. I didn't know you were here before. I'm just fighting this dang headache. Sinuses. Well, there's Patches looking cute and sweet. Yeah, she's definitely a baby. She has all the behaviors of a kitten, and she's still small. She gets around all right, but her hind legs just don't extend. They stay curled up. Oh, Andrew is the rat in my basement? Okay. Hi, Tora. Did you want to say hello to your adoring fans again? I can't get the hang of this webcam. Other way. Say hi. Yeah, kitty kisses. When kitty squint, that's kisses. Yes. Well, you ate all the treats. Maybe I have another bag. I have more coming tomorrow. Yes, indeed, I do. It's Party Mix Beachside Crunch. Beachside Crunch. Yes, indeed. Okay. Come on, Smokey. Here, Tora. Oh, sweetie. Hi, sweetie. Sweetie came to get treats. Yeah. Smokey Sue. Oh, Douglas Adams died in California in 2001. I don't think Phil ever met him. I don't think Phil ever even read his book. Quite often, though, Phil would read a book review or a movie review and then talk as if he had actually seen the movie or read the book. He did see The Man Who Fell to Earth, and I have not. I probably should. Oh well. Someday, maybe. Man. Uh, oh well. I've been neglecting the crossword puzzles. Our weekly newspaper always has a really good crossword puzzle, and the answers are in the same issue, so you don't have to wait a week if you get stuck. Yeah. Well, we'll see you, Oswald. Thanks for coming in. I'm going to go soon. I just can't hang on much longer. Maybe if I eat something, my tummy will settle down and then maybe the headache will go away. Let me see what Google thinks my temperature is here in beautiful downtown Crestline. 54. Yeah, in the winter, 54 is warm, but this is spring. It's supposed to be 70 Fahrenheit. Oh well, I feel chilly. And oh man, I'm surrounded by cats. They take care of the various rodents that break into houses in the city. Yeah, and here. What? No, Patches, don't bother me, and please keep your claws off of me. I really gotta go, but I'm really happy that you all came in. I'm just not with it today, but I will start up that cooking channel and let you know about it. So, thank you all for being here and have a nice day. See ya.